Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today's tutorial is this super easy, beautiful shawl. Now this whole thing, nobody panic yet, I'm telling you, you guys are going to be able to get this, is made from Homespun. And I know a lot of you do not like Homespun, and trust me, I was the same way. So when I came across this really pretty color of Homespun, I thought I need to design a shawl that you can use Homespun with, and you're not fighting stitches or getting lost in your stitches, because what we do is this whole thing is worked in V stitches. So all it is we're working into the spaces, not the stitches. So I designed this specifically for homespun yarn. Now, granted, having said that, the border, all you're doing, you're just working into a double crochet. If you miss, the exact top of the double crochet, it's still going to look fine. See, it's going to be beautiful and so easy, I promise. Now, I did make this for my sister, and I'm going to surprise her with it, but I'm so proud of this. I love this shawl. I think it's so pretty. Anyway, let's talk about what you're going to need. All right, you're going to need 3 skeins of homespun. Now, this is a little sample that we're going to make in the tutorial, and this is what I have left of my 3 skeins. Now, homespun is 6 ounces or 170 grams, 185 yards or 169 meters, and it's a size 5. And the color I have here is Wildfire. Okay, so you're gonna need 3 of those, and I used an 8mm crochet hook, and then I highly, highly, highly recommend whatever you use to mark stitches, you're gonna need 2. So I use 2 stitch markers. And then of course you're gonna need the same old, a yarn needle to weave in your ends, and a pair of scissors, and you may need a tape measure. It's not 100% necessary, but you may need one. All right, now let's talk about this pattern. So this pattern is a 1-row repeat. That's it, just 1 row, and that's row 4. So you're going to work row 1, 2, 3, and then 4 over and over and over and over again until your actual shawl, so from the beginning all the way to the part that's going to be right in the middle of your back, is, I measured this earlier, I think it's almost 33 inches. No, it's right at 33 inches. Okay? Or you can repeat it and, repeat over and over until it's bigger, if you want it longer than 33 inches. And then we work the border to give it another little inch or 2. So the whole shawl across the top measures about 64 inches. That's with the border. So then down the center is like 35 inches with the border. Okay? So it's a decent sized shawl, what I have here. And like I said, if you want yours to be bigger, you just repeat round 4 over and over and over again. So what I did is just repeated row 4 until my shawl measured 33 inches down the center to the point where we begin. And I want to tell you guys on row 4 repeat, what we do is we work into a double, and then into each chain 1 space we work a V-stitch all the way across, and then we add a V-stitch at the end. So between a V-stitch and this will make sense when you guys see row 4. So we add 1 V-stitch at the end of each row. So you work in between a V-stitch and the beginning or the ending double crochet. So that's where you work just an extra little V-stitch right in there. And that's it. I'm telling you guys, this is, if you have piles of homespun that you got from somewhere and you have no idea what to make, the shawl is perfect for you guys. Okay, enough said. Let's get our stuff together and get started. All right, to get started, let's get a slip knot on our hook. And we're going to start with a chain of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now into that 4th chain, so you can see 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to work a double, chain 1, double. So go right in with a double, chain 1, double. And now we're going to slip stitch into that last chain. Just come right back down and slip stitch. So now when we hold our piece out, you should see the beginning chain that we skipped, our V-stitch, and then the chains we skipped to get to that last chain. Okay, and that's the end of row 1. So to move on, we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to turn, and now what we're going to do, into the space between the skip chain and our V-stitch, so this hole right in here, can you see it? Right in here. So between the chain and the V-stitch, that hole, it's almost right underneath that chain. We're going to work a V-stitch. So double, chain 1, and go right back in there with a double. So you're just working a V-stitch into the space. We're not working into any stitch. Now we're going to V-stitch into the chain 1 of the V-stitch. I feel like I need, let me try something. Okay, does that help any? That you can see the hole right there, and now see the hole of the V-stitch right in there? I feel like there's too much shadow right there. See the hole right there? That's the chain 1 space of that V-stitch. That's where we're going to work the V-stitch. So double, chain 1, double. And now we're going to work the V-stitch again. There, you can see it really good right there. Here is the double crochet of the V-stitch from row 1, and then the skip chain. We're going to go right into there with a V-stitch. Okay? So double, chain 1, and double. And now into the top of the chain, and it does not matter where we're working into, we just need to work a double crochet into the top of the chain. So if you're into the back loop, if you're into the front loop, the side loop, whatever, it doesn't matter. We just need to work a double crochet into that chain. Okay, so that was row 2. Now to move on to row 3, we're going to chain 1 and turn. And we are going to work a double crochet into that very first double crochet right there. See the top of it right there? Right here? We're going to work a double crochet right into there. Now we're going to stop, and we're going to mark with our stitch markers, or whatever you guys use to mark your stitches. I'm just going to mark the top of that double crochet so I can always find it when I get to the end of my row. So now all we're going to do is work a V-stitch into each chain 1 space of each V-stitch. So we have 1, 2, and there's a 3rd one down here. Just all you got to do is look for those gaps. So we're just going to work the double, chain 1, double. Go to the next and pull the stitches out if you need to find the V shape. See where the 2 legs come together right there? So we V-stitch into that. Get me some slack. All right, so now we come to the next V-stitch. See the V? And I work my V-stitch. Double, chain one, double. All right, now we're going to work a V-stitch between the last V-stitch and the skip chain right there. So into this little gap right there, we're going to add a V-stitch. Just like that. And then into this side, the chain right here, we're going to work a double. Where you work it into doesn't matter as long as you're into that chain somewhere. So I'm just going to force my hook through there. Well, I'm going to try to force my hook through the chain. There. And work a double. All right, now to move on to row 4, which is the repeat row, we chain 1 and turn, and we double crochet into that very first double crochet. See it? Is the paper even helping? Right into the top of that very first double crochet with a double. Now I'm going to stop and mark that double. So now each repeat that I work, I'm just going to move my stitch marker up each double crochet at the end, okay? So now we just work a V-stitch into each chain 1 space of each V-stitch. So right there, see what you can kind of spot them if you pay attention to where the legs come together. They both come together right here, so you know that little gap right there is your chain 1 space. So I'm going to V-stitch into there. Just kind of hold it out and look. See right there where the legs come together? So I know that little gap right there is my chain 1 space. So V-stitch, V-stitch, find my next V-stitch, chain 1 and double. Okay, so now I just V-stitched into the last chain 1 space of my V-stitch. So to end the row, I'm going to work a V-stitch between the last double and the last V-stitch and the last double. So that little bitty gap right here, I'm just going to add another V-stitch. All right, and now to end the row, we double crochet into the last double. And you know, whenever I made my shawl, I didn't even take the stitch marker out until after I made the double. I just yarned over, go right in there, work the double. Take the stitch marker out, and that is the end of row 4. So it looks like a little bit of a jumbled mess right now, but the more and more and more you work that row 4 repeat, the more you see the design. All right, so I'm going to chain 1 and turn and start row 4 again. Double crochet into the top of that very first double crochet right here. So if you give it a pull, you can see the little hole it creates at the top of the stitch right there. Double crochet right into there. Now I'm going to stop, mark that top of that double so I don't lose it. And if you do lose it, it's not a huge deal. Just, you know, try to get it to the farthest side as you can, and then always mark it in the next round. All right, now we just V-stitch into each V-stitch, into chain 1 space of the previous row's V-stitch all the way across. Double, chain 1, double. Into the next, double, chain 1, double. Into the next, oops, I don't have any slack, so it keeps popping right off. Okay. Into the next, double, chain 1, double. Into the next, double, chain 1, double. Into the next, double, chain 1, double. And now that was the last V-stitch right there. So now we work a V-stitch into the space between the last V-stitch and the ending double crochet of the row. See the little hole right there? We work a V-stitch into there. Double, chain 1, double. In the row by working a double into the very last double crochet. And that's it. That is it. I mean, I know, I'm telling you guys, this is so easy for, you know, the yarn that so many people hate. It's easy because we're not working into stitches that much. We're just working into space, or the chain 1 spaces, right? All right, so you repeat row 4 over and over and over again, okay, until your shawl is going to measure roughly about like 33 inches. So from the center, like the part that would lay right on the middle of my back, all the way to the tip where we just started, down here is going to be roughly 33 inches. If you want to be bigger, if you want to make it bigger, that's perfectly fine. You just keep repeating that row 4 over and over and over again, okay? So I am going to work on my piece a little bit, and then when I come back, we are going to work the border. So I am going to work this little bitty piece to be a little bit bigger, and I'm going to tell you guys how I worked the border on my big one, okay? I'll be right back. Okay, so I've repeated row 4 just a couple more times just to get a significant little piece to do my border with you guys. So what we're going to do is I just finished the row, right? We're going to chain 1 and rotate our work. And right around that double crochet we just made, we're going to work a double crochet. Now I'm going to take my stitch marker and I'm going to mark the top of that double. Okay? Now we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to come down, and what I want to do, I want to find the top of a double crochet to work into, but I can't have it right next to the double that I just did right here. So I'm going to come down a little bit, about right there, and I'm going to work a double. Chain 3. All right, now I'm going to find the next hole. Well, I can't have it because the next hole, you know, right there is right next to that double, and I can't have that, or that chain 3 is going to be all bunched up, right? So I'm going to come down to the next hole, the next top of the double crochet, and I'm going to double into there. Well, I'm going to try and double, just like that. Chain 3, and just find the top of a double to work into that's not right next to the double crochet that you just made. So basically I'm just evenly spacing out double crochets along the side. So right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4. And then right here's my bottom. So what I would do is I would write down, okay, I have 4 on this side. Actually, you see how this is bunching up right here? See how it wants to lay to the side? I don't like that. So if yours is doing that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull back, get my chain 3 back, okay? And I'm just going to not go so far. Just go into the side somewhere. Chain 3. One, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There, that's better. Doesn't want to lay this way too much. And it doesn't have to be 100% perfect. I'm telling you, nobody's going to notice. Anyway, but what I was saying was, so I have my first one, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down this side. So what I would do is I would write down, okay, first side 5 double crochet. Meaning, or well, for, you know, another reason I want to tell you that is on my big piece, I had 23 double crochet down one side. All I did was just evenly space them out so the chains didn't cause all the double crochets to lay that way. Once you get down through this part, I'm telling you, it's really easy. All right, so here's what we're going to do on the corner, or the bottom edge. We are going to work chain 3, 2, 3, and I'm going to rotate so I can come to the bottom. So the bottom consists of the chain I skipped, our V-stitch, and then the chain we skipped, right? Looking at my main piece here to make sure I'm doing this right. Okay, so I'm going to work 1 double. Where you put it doesn't matter. Chain 3, and I'm going to do 1 double, chain 3, and let's see, 1 double. So my bottom consists of 3 doubles. Okay? And now, like we wrote down, the side has 5 double crochet. So now we know that we've got to evenly space out 5 double crochet on this side, which, like I said, on my big piece was 23. And on one side I have 24, on one side I have 23. It's not a huge deal. Like I said, nobody's going to notice. So now I'm just going to evenly space out 5 double, chain 3. So there's 1. I'm going to go here. 2, 2, 3. I go here. 4, 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go here for number 4. Chain 1, 2, 3. And then the very last one, number 5, is going to go into my very first double, or around my very first double crochet. Or you can just go up there into the tip. That's fine too. No, I want to go around it. Just like that. And now it's the easy part. That was the hard part. Now, your shawl should be looking like this. Let me pull you guys out a little bit. There. Okay, so now I'm going to chain 1 and turn, and I'm going to work a double into, well, a double, chain 3 into each double. 1, 2, 3. Double. Chain 3. And I'm going to repeat this down my side until I get to my bottom, my bottom 3 double crochet. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, double into the next double, 1, 2, 3, double into the next double. So get in there. I have my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that double I just worked is the first double of my bottom 3. So now what we're going to do, I got to look at my big piece to see how we did this. One, 2, 3. Now I'm going to double crochet into the chain space. This chain right here, I'm going to double crochet into there. Chain 3. Double crochet into the next chain space. Chain 3. Double crochet into the next double. So just like that. So here's the 3 bottom point double crochet. I double crocheted into the first, chain 3, double crochet into the chain space, chain 3, double crochet into the next chain space, chain 3, double crochet into that last double crochet of your 3. I should have told you guys to mark those 3 bottom double crochet. I'm sorry. So how about this? Now our bottom double crochets goes into from 3 to 4. So I'm just going to mark the first and last one. There. So now we know that these 4 are now our bottom double crochets, okay? So now you just keep working the the chain 3, 1, 2, 3, double into the next double, all the way to the top. 1, 2, 3, double into the next. 1, 2, 3, double into the next. 1, 2, 3, double into the next. 1, 2, 3, and we're back to the beginning. So I'm going to double crochet into the top of that double. All right, now the last row, we chain 3 and turn our work. And we repeat the double crochet into the first double, chain 3, repeat that until the first stitch marker of your bottom. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and work this, and I'll meet you when I get to that first double crochet of our bottom edge, okay? Be right back. Okay, so I double crocheted in the first double of our bottom edge, okay? So now what we're going to want to do is chain 3, and now we're going to double crochet into the chain 3 space. So just go right in there with a double crochet. Chain 3, double crochet into the next chain 3 space. Chain 3. We're going to go back into the exact same chain 3 space we just worked into. Chain 3. Go into the next chain 3 space. Chain 3. Double crochet into the last double crochet of our bottom edge. So this is what your bottom should be looking like now. And the reason why we work so many increases is because if we didn't, what would happen was, let's pretend let's take a double crochet out of there. What would happen was when we pick this up, it would bow like this. The shawl would bow like that. And we don't want that. We want it to be nice and pretty, just like that. Okay? So now all you do is work your chain 3s. I said that really weird. Chain 3, double into the next double. Chain 3, double into the next double. Chain 3, double into the next double. Chain 3, and you just repeat that all the way till you get back to your beginning. Your very last double crochet, work a double crochet into that, chain 1, pull up a loop, and cut, and you're done. And then you just weave in the ends. And there is your shawl. Now I did block mine just a tad. All I did was just hit it with a little bit of steam, especially down here on this end. It looks a little funny right now because it's such a big border on such a little shawl. Anyway, so once you work your piece as big as mine, oops, it's very, I got sideways. It's very, very heavy. Well, no, I shouldn't say it's very, very heavy. It's not that heavy, and it's just heavy for a shawl. And I love this shawl. The colors, the way they came out are gorgeous, and I'm super happy with it. Okay, so that is it, guys. Look how blue everything looks. That's so weird. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my little tutorial here. If you did, subscribe, hit that thumbs up if you enjoyed, and then leave me a comment and let me know what you guys think of my shawl. I love this thing, and it's so easy with that homespun yarn. I'm telling you guys, anybody can do this, okay? All right, guys, that's it for me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.